And just take sips, don't
Yep.
gulp it down.
Yeah, you don't need to gulp it.
Because I've never done this. When I do the 5Ks, I don't drink anything. But do you get cramps while you're
Yeah, and some people
running?
are more susceptible to cramps than others. But if you, if you're, that's one thing. If you have, typically two things cause cramps. One, it's having a lot of stuff in your stomach. The other thing is, with running, it's very much a rhythm sport, and with that rhythm sport comes rhythm breathing. If you're not getting enough oxygen in, a lot of times you'll get those diaphragm cramps. The cramps that aren't really down here, but they're more up in your lungs. And I always tell people if you get more of a rhythm to your breathing, that'll help alleviate that.
I know you've mentioned chafing a couple of times. Do you have anything that help you to avoid that?
One product in particular, it's called Body Glide. And what it is it's a silicone-based, almost like a roll-on, kind of like deodorant, but it's silicone-based, and what it does is it creates kind of a slick, sleeve or area between the areas that chafe. So generally you put it on your underarms. You might put it between. A lot of people chafe between their legs. A lot of times people they'll get blisters between their toes. They'll use Body Glide on their toes
between your
too.
toes?
Yeah, because what happens is when you're running, your toes are rubbing together, and then you'll get blisters on the sides. So they'll use it on the inside of their toes, maybe down on their feet as well. But it's a great product that'll help alleviate that as well.
And it's pretty big, so it looks like it might last forever.
Yeah.
Do you have any other suggestions of things runners can use to make their running
Well, we
better?
talked about injury prevention a little bit before. I talked about patella tendonitis, and there's lots of products. There's this is called there's a trade name called. This is basically just a patella tendon strap. There's another product called Chopat, which basically does the same thing. And what this does is it locks down that patella tendon to keep that kneecap from going side to side and more straight up and down. So
I've seen people with those on before.
They also make an IT band one that goes up above the knee for that iliotibial problem I was talking about.
I do want us to talk about the shoes before we run out of time.
Sure.
It's real important to get a good running shoe. And what should a person be looking for in a running shoe?
Yeah, the first thing I want to say is not all running shoes are created equal.
Right.
So within the realm of running shoes, you have about 4 different types. You have cushion shoes, which are basically shoes that don't have a whole lot of support. They're just straight cushion. You have lightweight training shoes or light stability shoes. You have stability shoes, and then you have motion control shoes. Depending on the type of runner that you are is going to depend on what type of shoe you wear. And what I recommend to people is that they go into someone that actually knows about running, can take a look at how they run, and be able to give them some ideas on what type of shoe they need. A lot of running stores, what they'll do is they do gait analysis, where we actually get you on a treadmill. Using video editing software, we'll take a look at how you run, and we can look and see how much overpronation or rolling in that person's doing with their ankle as they go through the gait cycle. So typically when people run, they run one of 3 ways. So most people are going to hit kind of outside heel or midfoot, and from there they're either going to hit outside and stay outside. They're going to hit outside, and as they go forward, they're going to roll to center and come off the front of the foot, which that's the ideal. But what most people do is they hit outside. As they roll forward, they pronate to center, and then they come off the inside of the shoe. So for someone like that, we're going to put them in more of a stability shoe, and that stability comes in the form of what's called dual density. This gray area is a more dense material than the white. It's only on the inside of the shoe, it's not on the outside. And the whole idea is we're shoring up the inside of that shoe so that they're less apt to come off the inside and more off the front of the shoe. Because by coming off the inside, they're putting a lot of stress on the ankles, inside of the knees.
And that could cause a twisted ankle if you had the wrong shoe.
Yeah, it could cause the IT band problems that I talked about earlier, or shin splints. This is a neutral shoe, and you'll notice it doesn't have that stability. This shoe would be for someone who is a very neutral runner, comes off the front, or someone who spends all the time on the outside. And what we want to do is create an environment where they're coming back more to center, so it's soft on the inside.
What are some other things that you have
for
runners?
We've just had the time change recently, and a lot of people are running. They're running either early in the morning or after work, where it's dark. So the big thing, you're going to be crossing streets, you're going to be running, you know, a lot of neighborhood streets, so you want to stay visible. So there's different products. There's, you know, blinking lights that you can clip on. This is one in particular that you can, it actually straps onto a cap.
Oh, okay.
So not only does it blink, but you can actually, you know, see where you're running.
So it's a little light, too.
It's a little cap light, yeah.
Okay.
One of the biggest things that we sell are the luminescent vest. Yeah, and what that does, it's just a vest that goes over you. And, you know, basically lights you up so that cars that are coming on can see you, and it's nice and lightweight, so it doesn't inhibit you, or it doesn't feel really heavy. You know, the other thing is a lot of times, you know, you want to stay safe, and unfortunately there's you know, people that might be, you know, trying
bad
people. So, you know, this is a nice handheld pepper spray that you can run with, and, you know, it'll give you a little bit of added protection.
And we have a couple more things.
A couple other items that I thought I'd bring. You know, again, staying injury-free. This is a massage stick. It works really well, you know, for after running, to be able to massage the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the calves. So it's a nice way to kind of give yourself that after-workout massage. And then, you know, a lot of times we talked about staying hydrated while you're out on the run. Fuel belts or water belts, you know, this is a great way to be able to carry fluid on you while you run. You're not having to carry a water bottle. You're just, you know, keeping it on your waist. So
and you have a little pouch here, too, for your cell phone?
Yep, you can put your cell phone in there, or your iPod or whatever. So yeah, just a nice way to be able to carry some of the stuff while you're out on the run.
You know, I really wanted to talk to you about some more stuff. You're going to have to come back and see us again. What are some lasting words that you would like to leave with our viewers about running?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I think about it is you want to, you know, it's a fun activity. It's a very social activity. It's a great way to stay in shape. And I think as long as you go into it with the mindset of you're not trying to be the best in the world, you're just trying to have a nice, fun, active lifestyle. You know, that's the important thing. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world right now, so there's a lot of people getting into it.
And if people wanted more information about running, they could go to your website. What is your website?
www.charlotterunning.com.
And also, if you wanted to find out more information about running, you could go to my website, www.abetteryouthshow.com. And Scott, we're going to have you to come back on again, because there's so much more I wanted to talk about running, but
happy to.
We just had a little bit of time today, because I have learned a lot, because running is an inexpensive sport that anybody can do. And should try to do.
And the nice thing about it is it doesn't take a lot of time. You know, really, you can go out and have a good workout in 15-20 minutes, you know. So it's easy to do.
And you could do it with some friends, too.
Sure. So thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us, too.
Yeah.